The draft is underway. Yep, Perian says it perfectly. We have to catch up. We were too busy with Slack Santa. We've now got to get into Finem and OG in their second draft.
Thank God we're back to Dota.
God. When they stop running this content, dude, just show the draft. Go on, Flogged.
Dota for life.
Go on, tell me what we got.
Oh,
recap.
We've got the...
Finem are doing it again.
This is what Finem excelled at before.
Yep.
Skylark, Nyx Assassin, and MNT on this rubric, they played pretty much perfect on these two. Skylark, I think that's some of the best Nyx Assassin I've ever seen. Multiple hero stuns, always running around the map, giving his team max amount of information, and he's playing versus Batrider again. So obviously it makes your life a little bit easier because you're always able to Carapace for the Firefly initiation and counter initiate in your own way. He's actually so OG goes for a Drow Ranger, so it's already indicating that they want to go for a group up lineup since they pick up this Nyx. So this is a similar thing that OG did versus EG as well. When Universe was playing the Nyx Assassin, they picked this group up lineup, and they actually predicted majority of the Nyx Assassin's movements.
That was quite a quick response as well with the Omni Knight ban. Does that what do you think the thought process was behind getting OK out?
Just it messes up the whole plan with the Nyx Assassin. You just repel the Batrider, and he's able to get free initiations. You can't stop it because he's immune to spells once you're repelled.
So OG opens with 2 cores. That is not very common.
No, not really, but it does indicate what they are going to go for. You know, like Batrider with Drow Ranger is one of those where, you know, the bat obviously grabs somebody. If you kill them, you pretty much claim yourself an objective instantly right after that, and can even continue to do so.
Yeah, but previous game we were saying how good it was that OG often picks 2 heroes that you don't know what they're going to do, where they're going to go, and I think they reveal a lot with these first 2 picks.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard game. That's what they're revealing. Do you remember in the group stages how many times it was just Drow, 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 and then people started banning Drow, and people were like, "Whoa, we'll take Alchemist." Jerks needs a haircut.
I disagree.
That's not true.
I disagree. I like his hair.
Can I say, I was in Sweden not too long ago, and I know Sweden is not Finland, but it's Scandinavian, you know. There's a lot of people with that haircut.
That's it's very popular.
Yeah, that is the look.
The Scandi look.
I am not going to tell him he should get a haircut for many, many reasons, but honestly, if you've got hair, enjoy it. Enjoy it, let it run free.
So I was going to mention as well, I doubt it, but we have seen it a couple times. There is always the option that they can go for this Batrider to be support. We haven't seen it too often, but it's something that OG, I wouldn't put it past them since they did earlier. They threw EG completely off the mark, putting us safely in Alchemist. And since Nyx Assassin is obviously so good versus Batrider, it's something that we can't completely write off just yet.
Do remember that Finem dealt with that support Batrider in their LFY game.
They did.
Yeah.
It's not likely, especially too, because they have S4 and S4's Batrider. I mean, I don't think I really need to say anything about that, but this guy is probably one of the best Batriders in the world. He used to play it in the mid lane when it was not even a mid hero. So
and he was the best then as well. And that was the era where everybody liked it a lot for the lasso, obviously, but he was the one getting the most damage out of his flame breaks, out of everybody there, and now already that got buffed since well, a while ago, obviously, but he is still the best with that. So
it is actually OG's second most popular hero. 59 matches registered with a Batrider, just underneath Dazzle. Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle. The Fly Dazzle.
Talking about Dazzle, I mean, talking about saving supports. Normally when you have a Batrider, you know that the Nyx Assassin is going to counter that already. What type of saving supports would you like to see coming out here from OG? Is Dazzle something that they might go for here?
I think they're just going to rely on the Nyx. I think if you focus maybe too much around countering the bat, maybe you're kind of gimping yourself.
I mean for OG.
She meant for OG.
I meant for OG, yeah.
Saving yourself from the bat, I thought.
No, saving the bat from the Nyx Assassin.
Oh, he'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, they can. I don't think that they would really play the Dazzle to be saving your Batrider. I think it would be more so to just group up with the Dazzle and have that shallow grave for your Drow Ranger in the back line. But yeah, the double invis, as they had great success on it earlier. And yeah, I mean, this is their comfort. MNT Bounty Hunter, this is probably one of his best, if not his best hero, and he is one of the best bounty hunters in the world.
This draft, as in the bounty and the Nyx, dispatched of DC in 27 minutes.
Yeah, it did. But OG have seen that now.
Yes.
And they're going to be aware of it, and I think they're also experienced enough. There's the Dazzle.
They do go for the Dazzle.
They're experienced enough to have figured out a way around it, way to play around it. They would have watched the Avs game. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Very strong, just laning hero in general, and it's very good versus as a group up method which OG just loves to do.
New hero.
Yeah, haven't seen PA much.
It's an approach that I think all the pro players have kind of just been talking about, maybe not in the public, but just in the backlines. A Drow Ranger's picked up. Finem Assassin is probably the best hero to just get in on top of the Drow Ranger because of, obviously you have your Blinks, you have your Phantom Strike, which just lets you get on top of him, and throwing daggers from such a distance. You're a pure physical damage core too, but Dazzle's quite good at dealing with that.
Yeah.
And they go for an instant DK. So this is where, again, OG want to group up. They want to be able to push. This is exactly how they've been playing. They are still lacking maybe a tiny bit of team fight, but they have the method to be able to group up in Deathball, as we've been seeing them do so often.
It's DC.
It's DC.
There's Misery, and there's Sam, and there's we.
Sounds fine.
And Sans.
Yep.
What's up?
What's up? So Earthspear's last ban, we are looking for another JRX hero for OG. We are looking for a Thug hero for Finem, and they know they're going up against a Dragon Knight. If you know you're going to play up against a Dragon Knight, I know Dragon Knight is one of those heroes that doesn't lose lanes. Even
I keep
if he
thinking you're
doesn't
talking
win
about a Pokemon. I always just hear you saying Dragon Knight.
Is there a Dragon Knight Pokemon?
Pretty sure Dragon Knight's a Pokemon.
Dragon Knight, as in without the K.
Dragon
like
Knight?
Dragon and an N-I-T.
I'll explain it to you later, Grandad.
Okay.
I think the Timbersaw stands out to me, just individually versus the Dragonite. It also it messes with the 5-man, but it's not. I mean, Drow Ranger always has Gust, and they have.
They banned it.
Yeah, I think that was like the best pick to go. And they instantly pick up a Slaughter.
This is a good lineup from OG.
You like it?
I really do. This
Low
suits
cooldown.
the way they like it.
Yeah, low cooldown dependent heroes. Not insane team fight, but like just a constant run at you, group up, take towers, and it's extremely difficult for them to be able to contest the first Roshan.
How about a PA mid and then just get something else for the safe lane? Maybe even a Sven, because they're going to be really low on armor this game, as far as that Finem goes.
I think
I think it's too greedy with Sven PA as your two carries, and then you're completely physical dependent.
They're kind of thinking about. Surely they've got to think about hitting buildings, and I know I looked at their Dota buff as well, and they have played Death Prophet quite a bit.
They did used to play Death Prophet, especially with the Bounty Hunter too.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it, I don't think, at all here.
No.
Not once.
But it is a hero that they do specifically run it, but it's not the greatest versus Batrider because you can get isolated.
It's an OD. Okay, we're going back to
I think just the safest pick for them is, the OD. They have now more setup, and it's a lane-dominating hero. It's pretty good versus the DK.
Ooh. Good OG lineup there.
And Astral.
It does seem... Is there general consensus that OD have won this draft? It seems like, I mean, even Pyrian. Oh, sorry, I forgot you've been an OG fan this whole time.
OG fanboy.
The whole time.
Yeah.
I like
a lot of pressure on MNT Bounty Hunter.
Yes, it's pretty much what we always say. A lot of pressure on Skylark, a lot of pressure, mostly on MNT though. But yeah, OG has a very strong Deathball lineup, and they have a Dazzle in the backline. Tons of sustain.
Okay, we'll find out how this does go down. OG, will they edge ever closer to being the only team to have 3 major titles under their belt? Or will it be Ad Finem? Will they continue to bounce back and show the resilience that they've demonstrated across the course of the major? To answer these questions, it is your casters. It's once again OD and Malini.
Thank you very much, Alex. Indeed, we're here getting ready for Game 2 between Ad Finem and OG. The drafts are complete. Ben, what are you expecting here? A little bit different here from both sides, as we spoke about. We expected Ad Finem to try something else. What they tried in Game 1, it didn't work. Here they're bringing out the PA. They're finishing it off with the mid OD. Do you think this was the plan all along, or are they moving that PA away from the mid lane once they saw that Dragon Knight pick come out?
I think they definitely wanted the PA in the safe lane to begin with. One thing that does stand out to me is that it will be a support Batrider. JRX is indeed playing the Batrider, but first on the lineup of Ad Finem.
Matter a hit on that Phantom Assassin. Very, very flashy hero. If they do start to get ahead, they can pull off some big plays. Third last game we saw him on the poke, this time on the OD and MNT. A lot of excitement in the crowd for that one. It is his signature hero. I mean, the question is, are we going to actually see MNT snipe more couriers? Surely, at this point, teams are going to be able to play around that, or is MNT just always going to find a way, Ben?
He has been very good at avoiding the enemy team sentry wars, and right now he spots OG's trap. They are walking as 5 right up their own hill, up the T1 tower, up behind the sentry ward.
Same position that OG did group up in Game 1. The sentry there as well, just in case MNT headed across, but MD just going to be certainly the wiser to it.
He needs to be able to interrupt this Batrider and potentially put a lot of pressure on the courier. Let's see where he places his observer ward. Will it be in the mid lane to look at the courier, or will it be into the Radiant jungle to see where the Batrider is?
Overall, though, would you agree with kind of the panel sentiment that the OG just do have this incredibly strong kind of standard OG draft?
Yeah, I would say it's more balanced. for sure. Just a little bit of everything. Good team fights, good push, good late game. At Finem, they're very heavy in on the gank and relying on their track goal, relying on the PA, who might just get blown up to blink onto that Drow Ranger. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, at Finem has their strengths. I wouldn't say it's a weaker lineup, it's just less well-rounded.
And so as we can see at the moment, OG sending both Jerax and S4 down to the bottom lane with the support Batrider. Obviously, we saw Chinese sides doing it earlier, Newbie and LGDFY. They normally kind of send it towards the mid lane. Do you feel that it's just that this time round it's better for Jerax to be down bottom and putting the pressure onto the PA rather than the OD?
It's just a personal choice. I think that Slardar is a little bit weaker in the lane, so he probably needs more help. I think he definitely could have done work in the mid lane. Like, OD is a very strong laner, and TK not particularly strong versus the OD, but strong enough. It just depends on who they prioritize, and getting us for at least level 2, maybe boots, will go a long way.
Oh, this is really nice as well here from Spartan, making the side pull off to the left camp. So this kind of warding an attempt from OG to block it as such on the right side isn't going to do much at all. And
MNT looks like he's about to walk into Sentry Ward vision on the top lane. He's in a tiny bit of danger.
Has to be very, very careful in this lane.
He's not sure of where their sentries are.
Mid lane though, with this 1v1 matchup that's been left straight up, no support backup as of yet. Thug has been allowed to get the lead, 6 for 3 against Anna's 4 for 1. I imagine is this kind of expected for Thug just to have the overall better time in lane here in this straight 1v1 hero matchup?
Yeah, definitely. And Anna can't ferry himself out a Quelling Blade because he's a little bit worried about the Chicken snipe. And Chicken is coming straight down mid lane. I wonder if he's like actually going to move it around a little bit. Like if he moves it to the left, it actually could get sniped by maybe next time.
MNT not in the neighborhood to look for out for it at the moment, but indeed OG themselves wouldn't know that. In close there indeed. Back up towards the top. MNT will head up, continue to scout out. Vision here, no tail. Finding good CS at the moment. The pressure from each side's off laner hasn't been really enough to slow down the safe lane. I mean, even on that bottom lane, we're seeing Madara at 13 for 0. So despite the fact that he's had S4 and Jerax in his face, the PA is still finding the farm.
Yeah, maybe next time he will lose that Sentry Ward battle. Skylark, he's trapped in the creeps.
Yeah, it's good spike carapace actually catching both of them out. MNT and Scarlet trying to turn towards No-Tail, but No-Tail and Fly should have the kill on Scarlet, but no, Scarlet Mangoes turns around with the stun, and Skylark, he's going to be able to walk it out here for the time being with the salve and the poor man's shield. He'll keep himself alive. MNT will be taken down though as OG claim first blood, but Skylark will stop himself from dying.
And Bounty Hunter just cannot wreak that much havoc in lanes because OG's lanes are just much stronger. Dazzle and Drow versus this Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin can't really do anything in the lane. He can try and not get harassed.
Been quite close, they're not quite in tower range, but they do have another dagger here with a slow S4. Trying to get himself away, and with the sprint, he should be fine.
He has 10 stick charges, and without a noob, it's very hard to chase that hero down.
Middle lane though, this matchup continuing to go. Get harder and harder for Anna. 19 for 9 on Thug in comparison to the 10 for 3. Bottom lane again, Spartan and Madara making a bit of a play onto S4. Indeed though, with those stick charges, feeling very confident, will pop them, and now S4's maybe even trying to turn this one around, heading towards Spartan. Madara again there with a dagger to slow him down, hold S4 back, but still S4 coming forward again with the crush, not able to quite catch out the Rubik. So S4 will be fine, but playing this off lane very nicely, keeping the aggression high, and not feeling too scared to go toe-to-toe with Finem safe lane.
They're not scared to go on that Rubik because he doesn't have a stick in the top lane. No-Tail getting harassed out by these two melee heroes, but they can only do so much.
Yeah, especially with Fly in the neighborhood, they don't want to commit too much onto No-Tail. Knowing that the imminent save will be there from the Dazzle if required. But overall lane-wise, do you feel there's a certain side that is having the better time? Is it at Finem here just because of the way the mid lane and the safe lane and such is going?
I think it's OG, just
OG?
because
Yeah.
the Bounty Hunter really doesn't have a place. He's trying to find a home, either by building it from the corpses of dead chickens or getting some kills in the side lanes, but he's just finding nothing. He just narrowly misses out on that in the mid lane.
Bottom lane, S4 again. I mean, this stick, of course, being an absolutely huge purchase down here. Allowing him to kind of play himself out of death each and every time.
He doesn't have Tranquils though, so he won't be topped off. It looks like Bounty Hunter could potentially sweep into that lane and get a kill. I believe the Observer Ward dropped in the mid lane, did not see Jerax, so Jerax managed to successfully bypass the Bounty Hunter. Will be able to stack up and farm unbeknownst to Finem.
Already level 3 as well, and of course the Drow is going to help him start to clean out those camps even quicker once he starts to stack them up. Mid lane, Thug looking for the setup, MNT to come around from behind, and they will try and give Anna the right clicks down. He'll hold back the OD here with the Dragon Tail. It's a good job as well, because Thug did have that double damage ready to go.
I really like that one stun build from Ana. You'll see a lot of 3-0-2, but in this lane, all they need to do is not feed the bounty hunter. Just limit his level 6 timing as much as possible. Don't give Finem any kills.
This is nice though. Finem have forced TP reaction to the mid lane, and so they've sent their safe lane up towards the top lane, realizing that N0tail is alone. Skylark with the setup, and Madara and Spartan are there with the jump in. N0tail falling low, tries to play it off with a gust, but they will get the kill. And all in all, just really smart read of the map there from Finem.
Yeah, and that's usually a pretty big commitment, TPing your safe lane over to that off lane, as well as the support. You're leaving the Slaughter down there to get free farm.
S4 is going to find indeed that great timing with that level 6, and certainly then plays can start to happen in favor of OG. But Finem with this movement up towards the top will look to pressure the tier 1. And OG not looking to send anyone up there to stop this, so they'll be happy with getting the space down on the bottom lane. And mid lane though, MNT again kind of coming around behind the tower, maybe seeing if he can get some action onto this courier, but he's still just level 2, so it could potentially be a hard one to pick off. And he's going to try for it one touch. Can he get the second one? And he can't. The boost is there.
Oh, man, nice. They saved the speed burst too. It's very difficult for him to get the kill if they're actually microing, but he will be able to leech a little bit of XP from Jerax, and in the top lane, they had to try and bring that tower down as soon as possible in bottom lane.
Doug, with that invis rune to set up here, but there is backup from OG. S4 and Fly are in the neighborhood. N0tail trying to hold back the backup, but the gust comes through too early. There'll be a telekinesis onto S4, dragging him back. Madara is trying to focus down. N0tail gets a good crit, needs one more touch, but there's Fly with the Grave, keeping N0tail alive. Thug's trying to move forward, and he's got the Astra. The Astra should finish off the kill, but Thug now in a bit of potential danger as S4 gets the crush off onto the two of them. Skylark is there, and with Madara jumping across onto S4, they look to try and find a second. They do end up losing Thug. It's a 1-4 at the moment. Finem surrounding S4, but the stone's there. Flies there with the heal. Skylark's taken down. Jax getting himself a double kill. Madara 6 stacks on him at the moment. He's in trouble as well. Fly giving Jax the vision. They'll be able to find him as well. OG crushing this attempt from Finem on the bottom lane. They're not done yet. Spotted, amplified up. 3 stacks of napalm. He's out as well. S4 still alive, and Finem lose the whole team. Amazing team play there from OG. I can't quite believe what we just saw. It was absolutely remarkable. And S4 survives, man.
The Dazzle pick was just so good against this sort of aggressive play. How many heals did he get off on that fight? Not only saving his teammates, but destroying
and
the
regen rune as
yeah.
well. I mean, the pings come out. You lucky little bugger.
That's definitely what they're saying right now.
We're going to replay back. I mean, just look at this. Talk me through it, man.
Yeah, so many stacks up. There's not even a Blightstone on Fly, but he's just right-clicking people down non-stop. No Drought Aura to help him out, but a heal bomb right there. Just constant right clicks, and S4, of course, juking through the trees.
Finem quick to find some vengeance, though. N0tail on his own up top. He's going to try and play his way around this one. Backup is on the way, but not quite soon enough. N0tail.
That's the hero they need to pick on the most. Drow Ranger slows everyone down on the dire side, and will stall their pushes for as long as possible. Thug struggling a little bit after that death in the bottom lane. That was a nice Astro though. He got that Astro after a Grave, and Dazzle maybe not very common pick nowadays. I think that's one of the reasons. You just get Astro underneath the Grave and you'll just die immediately after. Jerax,
oh, he's got the dust. MNT, I don't think he was quite prepared for this one, and he's going to be lassoed up. Jerax putting him on the cliff, and he's just going to simply laugh in the face of MNT as he takes him down on an easy solo kill, and I think that was just a situation of not checking the bat for the dustman.
Getting a little bit careless over there. He's desperate to make something happen though. As a bounty hunter, you don't want to just sit back and stack and defend heroes. That's not your job as a bounty hunter. It's always to interrupt the enemy's plans, disrupt them, get vision, and right now he's maybe getting a little bit of vision, but once they take these towers down, they can maybe hope to make some moves. There's so many observer
look
wars
at this
on
from the back line though. OG could get a potential massive wraparound from the smoke. S4 leading the way, but there is backup from Finem. Skylark in the Vendetta will be dusted up. They'll look to focus down onto MNT. They've got the vision, laid down the amplify. That'll be the first casualty. Can they give themselves anything more though? That's the question, OG. Finem already trying to play their way out of it though. Skylark is surrounded by S4. Anna and Fly, they beat down a second. OG making sure that Adfinem get nothing out of this push in the mid lane. There'll be an Astral, but Adfinem surely will think twice before moving forward, and indeed, they aren't going to make an advance.
Killing 2 birds with 1 stone with the amplified damage, it just renders Bounty Hunter and Nyx Assassin way more useless than they would be normally. And OG, also, like, the supports don't have to spend as much money on detection because the Batrider can easily, like, kill heroes. Once he pops it does, it's not going to be in vain most of the time. And of course, the starter with the Amplify just makes their lives so much easier. And of course, they can turn their eyes towards Roshan as it's about that time as OG start to pull ahead in this early game.
And they really do, and certainly a lot quicker than they did kind of in game 1. There's this period in game 1 where Adfinem were just finding favorable early game skirmishes and rotations, but this time round, OG have been ahead in each and every one, 9 for 3. The farm is still good though for Adfinem's cause, as we can see respectively. So amongst it all, they're still finding the space to keep on par.
Trying to happen, but he's a bit too far.
There's a blink on S4 now as well, so these engagements are going to be even more favorable for OG. A quick scan there from NoTail just to check if MNT was hanging around himself, but MNT just out to the side. He's trying to back up. He's looking for the courier, but look at this. It's a bit of a courier bait, and MNT isn't going to fall for it. If he went for a touch there, the entire team of OG would have been ready to jump on him.
He knows where all of them are.
Yeah, they're going to go for a smoke, so MNT...
He knows that they're trying to roast him.
Yeah,
they're picking it out.
He knows that they're going for this, so Adfinem, can they do anything to stop this? I mean, OG straight into the pit. You've got Fly and Jarex on the outskirts, just scouting out any potential jump in or attempt to challenge it. But Adfinem are just going to look to split up the map and push down mid. And looks like they do not want to attempt to contest this at all. So OG getting away with this free Roshan and Aegis. And if they want to go for a fight and a big reveal with that Blink Dagger now in S4, it's going to be very, very hard for Adfinem to stop.
And Adfinem will have to wait to fight another day. And when I was watching them throughout the qualifiers, one of the things that I admired the most about this team is that they were able to avoid fights for a surprisingly long amount of time. And that's going to be the case for them in this game. They need to be able to avoid fights for as long as they can without the Slaughter picking them off, without the Batrider picking them off, and without losing too many towers that are gyrating. The only problem is their anti-push is very, very weak. Like Rubik, if you go up to Fade Bolt a wave, you're just going to die. And aside from that, no real AoE.
Top lane, the push will come in from Adfinem to find the tier 1 middle. They're now looking to the tier 2 top. And OG in response, again, kind of looking for a similar transition and trade as we saw in game 1, just trading off the tier 2s. A real fortified top. We'll see if either side is going to be able to back up in time to hold the defense. It could just be a straight trade here between the sides. As we can see both towers pretty much going down in unison here. Now Adfinem will start to back. Teeping down towards the bottom, OG with this Aegis and the newly found armlet on Ana, potentially ready to go for some sort of a high ground push. And with the potential jump in here, S4 has the blink, Jarex does as well, along with the drums on the Batrider. A lot of initiation potential. Again, MNT, he's looking for these couriers, he's just not finding them this time round, Ben, in this game.
Is that observer ward like inside the tower?
That is. That's a little bit of an interesting placement there from Ad. Maybe in preparation if the tower did go down, trying to get it out before they pushed in, but at the end of the day, OG didn't go for this push. As they back up, feeling confident with the position that they are in this game, but still on the net worth. Madara and Thug are in good positions. They're finding the items. It's just all going to be about finding the team fight.
Yeah, they need tracks. Maybe next time, still trying to work on his level 6. They already have used the tome on their side. But he has 0, 4, and 1, and they need some more in that kill category.
The question is when are they going to find it? Because again, OG pushing down mid. Another tier 2 is going to be going their way, and Adfinem still in a position where they seem unable to do anything in response to these sort of pushes. They just continue to make sure that they can keep on par with the farm game. Madara and Skylark down towards the bottom. Thug aggressively farming in OG's jungle.
They're getting their items. The PA has Dezo, so this way you can maybe just blow them up before the weave starts stacking up and before the Dazzle has time to react. That burst damage is very unpredictable and can one or two shot heroes if you're just a little bit lucky. And once they get the track kills, their problems could compound on the side of OG if they're not careful with these team fights. And looking towards the top lane, they're maybe setting up. Skylark wants to look for just a weak support that they can easily burst down, maybe even use Sanity's Eclipse if they have to.
Let's see what Skylark can get. I mean, he's found Ana, but that really is not the target that he wants to go on his own. He needs backup, and he does have it round the corner. We'll start to notice Ana coming away from the team, but now spotting out S4 and Jerax as well in the neighborhood. And in fact, it's OG that maybe feel they can go aggressive, but they're going to find out the Nyx Assassin. They've got the vision. Skylark in a little spot of bother, and already the rest of Ad Finem, they've left him high and dry. They're straight out of there, so Skylark will be left for dead here as OG clean up the kill.
I think he was trying to keep on to the Slarnar's tail, but I don't think he realized that his vendetta had just ended, and Slarnar just crushed him, easy kill, and they'll transition that into a smoke, trying to use the tail end of their Aegis. 1 minute on that. They would love to get some damage on that T3 tower and break a Rax.
There we go with the smoke. They've managed to scout this out as well with the scan. OG know that there's heroes in the neighborhood. MNT is going to be clipped by the dust. They've got the vision, they've got the Jace down, and it will be another kill into the bank of OG.
Not a very important kill. He's still very low level, so he'll respawn by the time they try and push this tower, and it looks like they will take an easier prize, the T1 on top.
A lot of push, a lot of pickoff coming out at the moment from OG. I mean, we'll see how it changes when it comes to the high ground push, see how good Ad Finem's defenses can be against this sort of lineup, this sort of aggression that OG are exerting. But OG certainly the dominant force once again here in game 2. The question again, how to Ad Finem start to slow down this pressure and momentum? How can they find their footing in this match?
Get some crits, level 2 coup de grace on the Phantom Assassin.
They're eyeing up this Spartan, ready to lead in. Telekinesis, trying to bring him back, but he's forced away very nicely. No tail, Hurricane piking Ana out of range of the Nyx Assassin stun. So no one to be caught on OG. And at the least, Ad Finem do stop the push onto the tier 2, but again, unable to clip any of the heroes of OG and find that kill that they're desperately hunting for to bring themselves back into the flow of this. And S4, in fact, he's hunting himself, jumps forward, gets Spartan whilst he's trying to go for the D ward. And again, it's kill after kill for OG. And we're coming to the same sort of very dry period for Ad Finem in terms of finding the blood of OG, similar to that of game 1.
Yeah, they're just not conceding any kills right now, and they're taking down so many of the T1 towers that Ad Finem's attempts to try and outfarm them are just not happening at the moment.
MNC thinking about trying for a bit of a deny there, but isn't going to get it out in time. Hurricane Pike's now done for Thug. So as we've been saying, Thug and Matter is trying to do their best to keep up in farm. Only just slightly behind that of Ana and No Tail. But with the towers going their way, they are suddenly there. And there we have it, Jerax with the Blink. So I did mention it earlier, but it was the drums he ended up going for instead of Blink. But now he's got both Jerax.
And Ad Finem need to get to that point where they move.
Yeah. Can he get out of this? I mean, he's going to be knocked out by the flame break into the lasso. Thug has got some backup here, and in fact, Thug may be fine. Skylark and MT turning up. Track onto S4, forcing him away. Jerax is trying to finish off the kill on Thug, and he'll find it. Blinks forward, takes down the OD, and that may not be all that they get. Matter will jump into the backlines, finds Fly, but now he's surrounded by No Tail, Ana, and S4 and Jerax. They've lost 3 on Ad Finem. Spartan trying to TP his way back to base is only just going to make it. But once again, it's OG just decimating Ad Finem in these skirmishes.
He even got a double cripple on Dazzle. That's the only reason that he died. He wasn't able to get his grave off in time because of that. But no matter, they don't need a Dazzle with 3 heroes already down on Ad Finem, all 3 of their big cores. And Spartan.
On S4, I mean, this man, no holding back from the Slardar. Immediately, as soon as any option is seen, he jumps forward. No Tail trying for the TP out. He's going to make it. Skylark can't quite get the stun in time. Tries to stun from the low ground. But my goodness, OG just getting in and out whenever they want. And very little that Ad Finem are showing that they can do to stop OGs. Just playing this game just as the side wants.
No track gold for you as OG show a lot of reservation, just bouncing immediately after Adfinem has those super low respawn timers. Roshan number 2 gonna respawn fairly shortly. Adfinem, I don't think they can contest it. Ana is very, very big. The OD's relatively big, but he is countered pretty hard by the Batrider Sar, who can easily jump him, and OD just gonna be turning around in circles, trying to hit people with the Arcane Orb.
Yeah, it's been fantastic just to see this combination of S4 Slardar and Jarek's Batrider. Just insanely good at finding pickoffs, outplaying the opponents, and making it very hard for Adfinem to do anything in return to these fights, being incredibly disruptive with a combination of crushes, flame breaks, fireflies. It's almost been impossible for Adfinem to head straight into a fight against OG without Adfinem getting the favorable jump, and OG just are not letting that happen. Adfinem consistently forced back into their base. Now they'll go for the sort of place that they need to. They need to make big things happen. With smokes like this, they have to find a pick-off, Ben.
Yeah, they have to kill, I would say, Dazzle first and then the Drow Ranger. Those are your main 2 targets if you can isolate them out. DK is just far too tanky at this point, and he has a haste rune bottle. They might run into him first, though, if they run up towards the secret shop.
Let's see, there's going to be a scan from OG. It's going to miss the smoke movement from Adfinem. They're heading up to the north, but because it didn't hit anyone down south, Jarek's actually spam-pinging around the Ancients, indicating that perhaps Adfinem are coming for this route. So I think OG, they kind of realize what's going on here. They know that Adfinem are going for this sort of a play, and they do reckon that they're in this area of the map. Adfinem kind of waiting to see if anyone of OG steps back, but I think because of this read, OG aren't going to slip up like that and head that direction, unless they intentionally look to fight themselves.
Yeah, now the smoke has popped in, and Adfinem have to play the waiting game, but they don't want to walk into that south area. They have wards on that high ground.
And this is the thing, the vision for Adfinem around this area is very, very poor indeed. Jarek's is going to TP back up to top to clear out this big wave that's coming through. OG looking to head back, and has kind of been left alone though, but he's got the silver edge. And with that, he feels confident enough to head out, actually nab himself the regen rune, and into the pit. He has got a TP, he's going to come back across. Silver edge falling low, they don't have any detection down at this moment at Finem, so Ana able to just run underneath the noses of Adfinem, get himself away, and again, as we said, Adfinem desperately trying to find some positive play with that smoke, but it just wasn't happening, Ben.
Yeah, they saw the ultimate orb out on the Dragon Knight earlier, but perhaps not expecting the Shadow Blade to come out so soon in the subsequent Silver Edge. And going back to the first 2 bans that Adfinem had, they banned out the Naga and the Alchemist, and they have been a lot, but this sort of game is actually where you would really want one of those 2 heroes, where you want to be able to stall out this 5-man and prevent them from grouping up. And what better way to make them TP back and defend through massive use of split pushing than Naga and Alchemist.
Again, now that OG knows that Adfinem will almost certainly have headed back as a full 5-man away from that aggressive maneuver, the map is open back up around the pit. OG straight into the Roshan. And again, Adfinem just not in any sort of position to head over themselves, so it's going to be more money and experience into the pocket of OG. And to secure that Aegis for no tail. And it really has just been OG playing an incredibly clean series of Dota so far here in Game 2, leading 16-4. Adfinem still missing that crucial fight that they need to swing themselves back in, and it's OG themselves that are looking to go immediately aggressive with that Aegis pickup.
Yeah, and they decided to even put it on the Drow Ranger instead of normally the Tower Seizure. I would say the DK. He has a lot of armor, and he's just a lot safer to put in the front line. But doesn't matter too much for them as they smoke around.
Do they suspect this?
Back.
Do they expect this wraparound from OG Adfinem? At the moment, still pushing out that lane. Madara could be in trouble. Jarek has the eyes, immediately jumps across. S4 there for the backup for this Batrider, making sure that they've got a good chance to kill. They're being a little bit scarce about it. Madara's just going to go for the TP, the bash there. They don't even need it. The damage is more than enough from OG. Madara down for a good minute or so. OG with incredibly superior pushing power as well once they start to get this lane shoved down towards the base of Adfinem. They've already taken all the tier 2s. You know, next on the menu will be these tier 3s, the high ground pushes. Adfinem just trying to push out as many lanes as they can, but they've got a gem on fly. MNT did not expect this, tries for the straight TP out, but the damage again is too much.
they're just squeezing out all possibilities of a late game win from Finem. We have the Slardar, he has the Midas, and then they have the gem on the Dazzle. So either like they need to try and get some split pick off with the Nyx Assassin, that's kind of shut down by the gem, or they need to take it late, which is somewhat countered by the hand of Midas. The Slardar, they're okay with the pace of the way the game is going, and even if they don't take any T3s or Raxes, they're still in a pretty good position. But this next push, what can Finem do to stop this Drow Ranger strat from taking out their entire base?
I mean, that really is the thing. One bad fight from Finem, and it could all be over. A bit of a messy attempt to jump in there, maybe showing the nerves and just the tension that Finem have now at this stage because of how well OG have been playing against them. They can't afford to make these sort of mess-ups. They need to find good jump-ins. Get a fair bit of damage out to Ana. Of course, that track and Hurricane Pike combo is going to be very handy when it comes to this high ground pushback. OG very much ready to just shove themselves down this bottom lane. Incredibly tanky cores, and are ready to hit the front lines, and not feel too scared about Finem taking it down again. Just shoving it back with the Hurricane Pike, stealing the intel set though. It's starting to stack up a nice bit of solid intel, but there's the jump in. Cherax immediately with the lasso, dragging it back, goes for No-Tail, holds up. The Sanities will be dropped though, doing huge amounts of damage. No-Tail's out, but he's got the Aegis ready for round 2. Ana kept alive by Fly's Grave. There'll be an Astro holding him back as well, but Finem, they're already one down. MNT trying to focus No-Tail here with the Shuriken Burst, but Ana surviving again. Just this play here from the side, Fly on that Dazzle pick, ensuring that no one of OG is left behind. They don't manage to get the successful high ground siege, but again, they're not losing heroes, Ben.
Yeah, the OD building up a lot of in that fight actually made a pretty big difference. They were almost able to burst down the Dragon Knight, but what really saved them is the Slardar coming in. He was looking for the Astro on the DK as he was shallow graved up, but then Slardar came in and stunned the OD, and then DK got his armlet toggle off before the Astro was able to come out.
So the good news obviously for OG, they don't lose anyone. I guess in return, the good news for Finem is the fact that that was an Aegis push, and you didn't lose the fight in terms of losing the base. You were able to push OG back for the time being.
Yeah, the PA was trying to farm our BKB on the top lane when she got picked off, and they're just not making any item progression. Yeah, the pushes are failing, but at Finem, they aren't getting the items that they need. But at the same token, OG, they are 5-manning a lot, so they can't maximize the farm about the map. So, at Finem, not perhaps too worried. Only 13,000 gold lead, I would say that's actually not terrible considering the circumstances where they are, what, 6 towers down versus the 4 on the opposite side. This is where Drow Ranger strats hit their peak. And No-Tails also had to go for a BKB this game, maybe not necessarily wanting to, but it is the safe play versus the OD. Can't always rely on the Dazzle.
You really can't at this stage of the game. You have to be very aware of how Finem still, even though they are behind, have ways to fight around that the OG is bringing to these fights.
And all it takes is one bad fight with 3, 4 track kills, and that's just going to be a disaster. Jerax doesn't have BKB yet, so he can get counterplayed by the Nyx very easily. Even a defensive Astro on a Crush target or a Dragon Tail target could ruin OG's plans. So they can't just rush up headlong into the Radiant base and expect to win out a fight. They have to play very methodically.
Now we have OG getting ready for another push as they bring this top lane round in towards the base of Finem. Obviously not with the Aegis in hand this time. But some newly found pickups. Obviously Blink now complete on Ana, so he as well as Jerax and S4 can look for those jumps.
This is risky. No Aegis and the BKB is completed on PA. I think he just bought it, so it might not have been scouted out by OG. And this way he can run at the Dazzle, and the Batrider might just have to use his ultimate on him. Not the best target because it's BKB, but it should be a good target if he needs to save his teammates.
As we can see that OG just with perfect composure here, really not wanting to force the issue unnecessarily. Still respecting that fact that, as you mentioned, Finem with Matter BKB, they can fight. They can hold back OG and they can make them pay for it. So OG just keeping all lanes pushed in, continuing to make sure that they are getting more out of the map than Finem. And we just have to wait and see when they do decide to turn that again into another attempt at breaking that high ground.
Yeah, Finem must feel so confined right now with the area that they can farm. It's just creeps with the hill, and now they're looking to expand that. Skylark at the reins with the smoke.
Let's see what they can find here. They are heading straight towards their own jungle. Again, just a little bit off the mark in terms of trying to find members of OG. As they're all towards the mid lane and above.
They're just desperately hoping that someone TP's down to that bottom tower to farm that wave.
Yeah, they really, really are. And at the moment, OG just showing no signs of breaking up this very locked-in 5-man movement that they've kept up for the last 5 minutes at least or so. And it's scary as well, because they could very well come back this way and find themselves walking into Finem, and could also get the jump themselves. MNT, he's in trouble. S4, he's going to spot him out, has the gem in hand, lays down an amplify, and OG will take themselves another 420 on the board. Finem, I mean, this is looking like such a tough game too for them, Ben.
Yeah, they might need a gem too to get rid of these observer wards on the immediate outside of their base.
Jax, he's just looking to continue the momentum. Will jump in, will be countered immediately though. Violent Nyx Assassin falling low. S4's going to come in as well. Telekinesis holding him back. Spartan had the stolen crush to hold him underneath the tower. S4 falling low, but again flies there with the heals. Matter, he's tried to jump in with the BKB, but they turn. They've got enough damage to bring down the PA. And Matter is out for a minute. Does not have buyback.
A Silver Edge just ruined him. Draw Ranger was able to win that BKB war easily with no evasion.
Though trying to come forward, no tail. She kind of very aggressively postured, but he's forced out. It's going to be fine, but you can expect to see OG just trying to push in as much as they can with that PA off the map.
They're having a hard time breaking these buildings, though.
I don't know. Could be in trouble. Thug will shove him away, so I guess the intention wasn't quite there to fight. Still just trying to keep OG away from being able to finish up any of these tier 3s and have the chance of getting a look in onto the base of Finem. But as we're seeing, Ben, it's just been, this Dazzle pick has been absolutely perfect for the way that the OG want to play. Every time a core jumps in, Fly, he's always there with so much sustain, making it so hard for Finem to punish any sort of aggressive play from OG.
And OG, they're like, usually you might like go in as Finem like 2 for 1, but that's not going to happen with Dazzle. Normally you'd be okay with that because of track, but they're just not allowing any quarter to be given. And Aegis Cheese, Finem nowhere in sight. Can they withstand this onslaught? I don't think so, but PA was actually very close to killing the Batrider at the start of the fight. All they need is like one quick decapitation like that early on in the fight with track, and they can stall another few minutes and wait for the PA to get a lot bigger. But DK getting a Silver Edge onto the PA is going to be a big factor in these fights.
They've got to be careful. They've come out again, Finem, into the jungle of OG. And they're down towards the south. We are going to see OG head up towards that OD. A lot of pings around that area. They know that Thug was trying to push out this top lane and immediately going for the TP out. S4 very close.
And his smoke pop, so they're going to spend some time over there.
Yeah, they will be hunting for a bit. Jarax should give the clear though, and they'll realize that he's out of there. OG getting very close to finding these big heroes. Finem have to be so careful how they come out on the map at this stage, but at the same time, it's that they kind of have to. They can't allow themselves to be suffocated in the base.
Headed over towards the side shop.
Will MNT finally be able to find that courier sniper this game? No, it's just over the tree line. MNT will TP out.
Yeah, he uses Windwalk to try and kill those neutral creeps. That's how desperate he is as a bounty hunter.
No tail with the completed E-Blade as well. Extra bit of a defensive mechanism. Very nice to use against any sort of target that Matter jumps in upon.
He might be able to blow up the PA with that. He's sitting at like almost 200 agility.
Matter has got to be careful, especially with how he utilizes the BKB, as you said, trying to work it around that Silver Edge break hit. OG ready for another attempt on the high ground. Finem needs something absolutely huge. We need to see Thug start to rack up that stolen intelligence. Go for a big sanity. There we have it, jumping forward. Starting starting to build it up, and Anna actually comes in return, and in fact with the stun, the crush, the amplify, oh, they just smell Thug. He's out, Jerix comes in with the lasso onto Madara, pops the BKB, PA trying to fight for it all, jumps to fly, but flies braved himself. Madara can't quite finish off the fly kill. Multiple buybacks coming out from Outfit, and they're trying their best to hold Skylark, ripped to pieces by No Tail. They need to find a kill on this, but at the moment OG just aren't dying. It's a dieback from Madara. OG just dominating so far in this series. It's going to be GG 27-4, game 2. Going the way of OG once again. At Ben, it really just seems so far that OG proving that they're on another level. I mean, it is a best of 5. Finem could still look for that miracle run and get that 3-game win streak after this, but so far, all of the momentum is in OG's hands, surely, Ben.
Yeah, and Finem need to find a way to stop OG from just grouping up and pushing. They are so good at that. That's how they got all the way to the grand finals, and Finem looking for a more scrappy kind of game where there's 2 heroes there, 3 heroes there, but when they have the Drow and the Luna, it's just so conducive to OG grouping up. But at the same time, if they ban one of those, they might let the Alchemist or the Naga slip through.
I mean, that's the thing, Ben. Do you think that might happen? Are we going to see a different attempt, a different approach on the draft in game 3 from Finem? Do they just not ban out Alkanaga and take something out totally different entirely?
I think it might be better for them to actually take one of their cores early on instead of like the Nyx and the Rubik, like one of their farming cores. Like take one of the, probably take the Luna and don't take the Drow. At the same time, that there's also Terrorblade, which OG can use. So I don't know. They need a good hero to split them up.
Well, we certainly saw that game 2. Finem tried something a little bit different. Again, incredibly unsuccessful as OG looking absolutely insane with the plays this final. 2 games in, 2 wins under their belt, and 2 stomps pretty much as well. Alex and the panel will be able to bring you in, but so far it's just been the OG show all around.
It really has, OD. I mean, at this point in time, it is just this kind of constant reminder of don't sleep on OG, right? Coming into this grand finals, even in semi-finals, we were not expecting to see OG do what they did to EG in the semis, and they're just bringing that into the grand finals. It's mad.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, kind of before the tournament, there wasn't a lot of kind of attention drawn the way of OG. A lot of people looking towards your EGs, VPs. OG kind of going under the radar.
How did this happen, Malini? I don't get it, bro.
Ben, I mean, I guess it kind of goes down to, would you say, when Anna, the whole kind of shift in terms of roster. A lot of people had their doubts on the newer players, but Anna, he stepped up to the mark.
Yeah, I mean, in the recent tournament, a lot of eyes weren't on OG because VP just crushed everyone, including OG, on their path to the finals, and OG's doing the same thing that VP did in the last tournament.
I mean, I could try and phrase it by saying that Finem have often shown that they can go down 1 and come back, but they've gone down 2 in a best of 5. It's going to be a real uphill struggle. I look forward to seeing you guys back on that casted S for the 3rd of the series. Thank you very much. So, I feel like Elvis Presley when I do that. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. It is time to break down our 2nd of the series. Fogged, Shiva, and none other than Pyrian Flax joining me.
Okay. I feel like we jinxed them.
Shut up.
We probably did.
It's not just yet. Not
Screw,
just yet.
It is nothing to do with jinx. It is simply to do with an OG that have surpassed what we expected from them. I think.
Absolutely.
I mean, like, right, this game against EG was just a little, like, a kind of reminder about, hey guys, we are here and we're gonna stamp our logo all over the stage.
Yeah, did we just forget that OG is legit one of the best teams? Like,
I don't think we forgot.
Silly.
I don't think we forgot.
I think we got caught up.
In the hype.
Hype. But hey, it ain't over yet. You never know. I think it's extremely unlikely that OG will drop the next 3 games. But I mean, they've demonstrated that
Truly.
they are amazingly good, and you can't say that they did anything wrong in either of these games, really.
Well, while we are praising OG, I just want to quickly jump in and remind everyone that this is a very cool stat that I have had sent to me by a friend of mine called Ali. He says, since TI5, always 1 team made it to the grand final of Valve events through the qualifiers. Except the Manila Major, OG in Frankfurt, Liquid in Shanghai, DC at TI6, and now here at Finem in Boston.
And OG, the only one of that list that you're mentioning to actually win off the back of that as well.
The only team to have actually won from the qualifiers is the team that looks to try and make it 3 here.
Yeah, I mean, this specific game, it was all very well executed from OG. S4 Slardar was just amazing. I think the best thing to take away from Finem, at least from this specific game, is that they went for a playstyle that we knew what we were going to see.
Yes.
We knew what Finem was going to do. We knew that the Bounty Hunter was going to roam. We knew that the Nyx Assassin was going to move the moment he got level 6, and that is something that OG prepared for. They were expecting Finem to to walk
Right.
around. They were so prepared to go every time Finem was planning to.
Yeah, it just seems like they kind of had their number in a way.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a lame way to say it, but like it's a pretty hard matchup just individually for Finem versus OG. Like Finem is a team that likes to take scrappy little fights.
Yeah.
OG is a team that group up, death ball. They use all 5 people. Everybody kind of comes together in unison and pressures in that such a way. And I think it was very clever of them to actually put the Batrider on support. We saw how well he did and how well S4 did just because of him switching to be that starter. So very cool approach. We kind of thought that they might do it, but they actually did, and it worked out in a massive fashion.
Yeah.
Another Batrider support and a success as well.
Indeed, and I think, OG actually had a big advantage going into the series. They were the only team to face Finem that had actually faced them before as well, at least this tournament. And Finem was able to take 1 game off of OG, but not the series. And they knew how to play against them. It feels like they're a lot more familiar with their play style than what the teams that Finem had faced so far have been. So
Yeah, that's a good correction, because I might have said that they had never played them before, and they played them
Touche.
Yeah,
in this very
in
tournament.
this very tournament,
That wasn't the group that I was covering that day, I hope. But
No,
yeah,
no,
I missed out.
we didn't cover that
No,
group at all.
fortunately,
These
that's
are
not
long
the case.
days, you all. These are
Yeah,
long days.
they are long days.
Yeah, the Dota sometimes does blur into one. The scoreboard, however, will help make things clear. This is another absurd differential between the OG and Finem score. Look at that, 28 to just 4. And we saw at the end of that, Anna was godlike by the end of that one.
I think
9-0.
probably the biggest thing to point out, at least for me, is what we said in the drafting phase. We said in order for Finem to really come out hard in this game is if MNT goes berserk mode in the laning phase, and you can just see from that 0-8, he didn't really have much of a
He
chance
did
to have
not.
that presence. Yeah, I just think that it's kind of this Dazzle pick really owned them as well, just being able to do that group up, having the sustain to be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
Getting the early Roshan, there's not really an easy way for Finem to be able to contest it, but I think this is very appropriate with that one play down in the bottom lane, and also just several other just pickoffs and positionings that he had in the mid game.
I'm so glad you mentioned that one play, because we have got it from his perspective.
Oh, I thought
How
you were
much
going to say
fun-
Purge was going to explain it.
Oh no, but how much fun is that going to be? We are going to have the opportunity to see the S4 Slardar play. I mean, just before we jump in, I guess you can explain what happened.
Well, I think it was a combination of Jarex and him. There we see like 3 Sticky's Napalm stacks already coming up on everybody. S4 has a stick, he has magic, he has the raindrops as well. He's just able to use his tangos that he did have as well to kind of kite around, get multiple different stunts, flies heal on top of that. It was just like the perfect synergy between them. The sticky stack charges, like you can't turn, you're just completely kind of stuck in that fashion. And dealing with a sprinting Slardar, it's impossible to kill him in the tree line. So great teamwork by the
This
three
is
of them
this
there.
is the best bit. Like, I just love the fact that he doesn't panic at any moment. And he knows that his team are there. Look at him laughing
look at that
while he's
smirk.
doing it. I mean, that's, as a player, I guess he's just thinking, this is great.
Well, he also, so the raindrop saved him, the stick charges saved him. It was literally just a combination of everything. The tango that he used saved him, and then the heal from Fly. And right after that, I think he gets a regen rune too. So even bigger grin
S4
on
rune,
Gustav's
right.
face.
All around.
Whew,
Or
just
skill
you know
all
that
around.
moment when everything correlates, it all comes together, and we are going to come together as well. Our panel and Purge are going to come together because you've got something. What have you got for us this time, Purge? You got another magical treat?
Basically same fight, just a little bit of different focus.
Oh, okay. Eyes
So
on the
hopefully
S4.
it didn't steal my
plan.
wind. Fingers
Damn
crossed.
it. Okay. So sorry
It's
once
still
again.
good.
Let's see what you
Still
got.
good, promise. Okay. First thing I want to look at is just the OG draft. They picked a lot of heroes that are very good in the early game. This is so important because the way that you get advantage from heroes like Bounty Hunter is trading in the early game. Lots of auto attacking. That's where you get a lot of your damage. So when you have somebody that has high armor, or really good early game skills like Dazzle or Batrider, it's a great advantage. First little fight at the top lane that I thought was significant was this one where they ganked No Tail. They were working his HP down. Skylark had to run, but this is kind of the crucial moment here. The big stun came out. He was able to salve in between the damage sources, which guaranteed that he was more safe, but then Fly had this huge heal bomb that did 2 damages a nuke versus maybe. Does 80 physical damage per hero nearby, and that did 160 physical. That's why Maybe died. He thought that he would be able to trade and actually commit and kill No Tail here, but Dazzle, amazing at early game trades. Another gank in the mid game. This was a cool setup. That was kind of a diversion play, bringing a bounty as well as a early game OD to the mid lane. They weren't actually going to kill Anna here, but look how many support TPs I actually saw. Fly committed his, and S4 as well also committed. If we look just like 15 seconds later, they're already planning to do a smoke gank on the top lane. That was with a rotation from PA, as well as the rotation from the Rubik as well, finally coming out of their lane. So with an easy setup here and a fast rotation, this is 6 minutes here, and they're ganking the Drow Ranger in the safe lane with the PA. Great kill. And then again, the big fight at the bot lane. So I'll just explain some of the important things. Bot himself bought his team 4 seconds here to let his allies actually show up to the fight. The Gus is going to miss, and then obviously with PA gap closing here, this is pretty important that he actually grabbed the lift. Lifted S4 away and pushed him to the left. That way, when Madara actually jumps in, he's not within stun range. So that was pretty significant. Madara was able to finally go in. Obviously, S4 eventually catches up, actually does miss his stun. And now the next crucial moment. No-Tail's got 4 seconds where he can't die here. So what Thug does is actually uses Astral Imprisonment to imprison him for 4 seconds, and at the end he takes a nuke, guaranteeing that kill. That was a significant moment. And then finally, because Thug ends up getting killed, this is where S4 started doing some amazing stuff. At this point, S4 is pretty much dead here. Very low HP. He's already used Sprint, so he's taking bonus damage. Thug's going to die as well, but what Finem wants to do is wants to guarantee the kill. So at this moment where he knows he's dead, he instantly, instead of going this way, he cuts back to the right, which guarantees that Skylark's stun is going to completely miss. And because of that, they had to overcommit going for that kill. It was just an amazing juke there by S4. And things got even worse here with the stun and the heal bomb, completely turning things around. You know, he continued doing some amazing things, but truly a very integral early team fight. Because this fight went bad, it's a late level 6 on the bounty. He tried to eventually at the end of this get a kill to hopefully get some levels, but it just delayed them so much, and it constantly kept him on the back foot for the rest of the game.
Perfectly explained there. We did get to see it from multiple perspectives, but that was S4 and one of the many plays that did get OG 2-0 up in this grand finals. That's right, indeed. They are just one away from a third Eagle song. It's kind of crazy that they've managed to do it. Of course, an organization that's undergone so many changes. We'll be talking all about that after our short break. But when we come back, it is going to be time to talk about the third. We'll be diving into the fact that Finem have yet to make an impact on this grand final and much, much more. But first, an early Christmas present from us to you. It is time for our second episode of Slacks Pretending to be Santa. It's got a fancy name, I know it has. And as well as that, it's Saint Salamander. There we go, I've been corrected. And alongside that, we have got a chance to go ahead and get some carols going. Let's jump in and we'll come back with your third game.
Bring the young boy. Come. Yes, hello. Take a seat on Saint Salamander, Ice Frog's brother. Hello. What do you want for the finals, little boy?
I want a DC to win.
Good luck, you idiot. What do you really want for the finals, boy?
I want an Eye Arcana.
What?
Eye Arcana?
Oh, no!
I guess I'm not really smart.
What do you want from the next patch, boy?
I want at least something. I'm tired of 6.88.
Like what, young man?
Like, I don't know, TA being a lot better?
Do you like techies, young man?
A little bit?
Get off of me, boy! Go home, young boy! Welcome, young. What do you want for the finals, young boy?
I want my Eye Arcana.
You can't have that! What do you want for the next patch, young man?
I want Alchemist to get nerfed.
Alchemist nerf? My brother's not going to like that, young man, but I'll talk to him just for you. Go on, be free, boy. What a silly boy. What do you want for the finals, young man?
I want Finem to win.
Get the hell off me. Oh, come, young boy. Oh, you're a sweet boy. Oh, yes. What do you want in the finals, young boy?
I want a new patch.
A new patch? Oh, I have a lot of children asking for that. What do you want to see?
No more techies.
Oh, you don't know what you want, boy. You're just a child. Remove yourself from me. Oh, another child. Any young boys? Oh, yes, you look like a nice lad. Take a seat. Oh!
Am I that fat?
No, you're light as a punch, young lad. What do you want from the finals, little boy?
What do I want? I want DC to take it.
An NA team. Good luck with that one, boy. Okay, what do you want from the new patch, young man?
Fuck illusions.
Oh, that's quite graphic. Gracious me, my brother Ice Frog won't like that. But seriously, though, fuck illusions. Off you go, boy. How about any young lady? You get away from me. Come, young lady. Ooh, take a seat. What do you want for the finals, young woman?
I don't know.
Well, get off of me then. What are you here? What the hell? What do you want for the finals?
I want only the dankest memes.
Oh, you smell like alcohol, young boy. What have you been doing all day?
Maybe drinking. Maybe a little bit.
Me too.
Of course.
What do you want to see in the patch, young man?
In the patch, I want Monkey King to be the worst hero ever made.
Well, my brother will take care of that, don't you worry. We're all going to hate him. Your wish is granted. Get the hell off of me. One more, boy. Come here. Oh, no, you sit right in the middle. Oh, that's a good boy. What do you want, boy?
Oh, you're Ice Frog's brother, right?
Oh, that's right.
Can you tell him to balance Alchemist?
Oh, don't get up, boy. What do you want in the next finals for the major, young boy?
I want OG to win. Tell him to make that happen for me.
Oh, the third major. Don't you think that's greedy, young man?
I think No Tail will understand my want to see him. He's Big Daddy.
You need to be punished. You're a greedy boy. I curse you with teammates that don't speak your language in your next rank game. Get off of me, boy. What the hell is this? I didn't ask for you. Get away from me, you freak. Oh, everyone's so nice at the Boston Major. I hope all their dreams come true. This is Saint Salamander. Happy Frostivus, everyone. What a fun major it's been. And to thank you for watching, here's a little song.
We got one new host,
But you can't lose twice.
These guys crushed.
Off the bat, if you was tried.
The Boston Major was wicked this time. Hey!
OG's SD, he won every fight.
You should probably know what your sponsor tastes like.
The Boston Major was super hype.
We know when you are sleeping.
Slax's voice keeps you awake.
We'll pose for you in fashion shows.
But wear pants for goodness sake. At Finem won. Despite our doubts.
I punched the dash cam, blood came out.
Boston Major was pretty dang.
Cole looked great.
Until they died.
Wings got clipped.
And Newbie said bye.
The Boston Major touched me just right. VP was supposed to win it. They went home with unity. This wasn't a plan for the Chinese fans. Shed an anime tear for NP. We had a great time, but this is the end. Don't worry, cause we'll see you again. The Boston Major, GG, easy. Yeah, Kiev.